Welcome everybody to this Caliban guide, where I hope I can spill my limited knowledge into your brain, so you can enjoy another way of playing this frame. Nothing you will learn in the following minutes is set in stone. Warframe has too many variables for that. Keep in mind that the build I will be showing you requires a huge investment and that you've unlocked enough content. Throughout the video, I'll explain what Caliban is about, his abilities, several different builds and tips and tricks, with some gameplay demonstration and a conclusion at the end. Having said that, let's begin. I'll be showing you 3 different builds, one for gun platform fans that abuses Xata's Whisper and the Tau status effect. This one triggers Blast way more often than it should be legal. A melee focused build that melts everything with the Ghost Assist, and my best attempt at recreating my favorite Diablo 2 archetype, a summoner that supports his companions. Each build plays very differently, offering a variety of gameplay styles, so you might find one that clicks with you. I'll go into more detail on each later. Let's start by going over what Caliban's abilities actually do. His passive grants him and his allies damage reduction that works similarly to the adaptation mod, although it doesn't stack with it. On top of that, Caliban is the only Warframe capable of applying the Tau status effect, which makes enemies more susceptible to status procs. His first ability, Razor Gyre, lets him move quickly while damaging enemies, restoring energy for each one he hits and potentially applying the Tau status effect. The Razor Mortar augment has a big impact on his third ability, so I'll cover that in that section. Next is Sentient Wrath. This ability disables enemies in an area and makes them more vulnerable to damage. It's strong and versatile, but for the builds we're focusing on today, this will be our Helminth slot. Then we have Lethal Progeny, which allows you to summon sentients. You can choose between 3 types: Ortholysts, which are melee units with a special attack that can inflict slash, Synergies, which focus on spawning smaller sentients that trigger various effects and draw more enemy attention, and Ortholysts, which attack from range and occasionally bombard enemies, dealing Tau damage and spreading the Tau status effect across a wide area. These last one are the core of our summoner build. The Razor Mortar augment makes Razor Gyre group up enemies it hits, and also boosts Ortholysts with increased fire rate and additional electricity damage. It also forces them to use the bombardment attack more consistently. Finally, Fusion Strikes fire lasers that deal heavy damage and strip enemy armor. Even after the ability ends, the armor strip lingers in the affected area for a good amount of time. In short, Caliban brings a unique status effect that enhances status application, near infinite energy sustain, solid crowd control and damage amplification, the ability to summon allies, and a reliable wide area armor strip. All in all, Caliban has a well-rounded and versatile kit that works in almost any game mode. With that out of the way, let's move on to the builds. But first, just a quick note. I'm intentionally skipping over a lot of the deeper technical details here. If you want a full breakdown, be sure to check the wiki. All 3 builds share a lot of mods: Primed Redirection and Continuity, Blind Range, Transient Fortitude and Umbral Intensifier, and Razor Mortar. The first build is a gun platform angle that abuses the interaction between Xata's Whisper with the status effect Tau. Aura mode is totally flexible, and I chose to go with Corrosive Projection. Last 2 mods are Stretch and Overreach to increase the vacuum effect on our first ability. Arcanes are Mort Efficiency and Arcane Camisado. What this build does is to help grouping units, spreading Tau effect to them and then blowing everything up in a fraction of a second. The interaction I mentioned works as it follows. Tau status increases the amount of status the enemies receive by 100%. Blast needs only 10 stacks to trigger. Xata's creates a bubble that re-triggers even more statuses around, and Razor Gyre makes so enemies are clamped together. The results are on your screen right now. As any other gun platform build, The weapon can make it or break it. These are my turret's mods and the evolutions, in case you want to replicate it. Next up, a shock causes build. This time I went for a bit more duration with our message. Volt's ability Shock with Shock Trooper augment to gain a lot of electricity damage, and Arcane Strike. Coda causes with electricity balance bonus, or any element that doesn't combine with electricity. It is up to you which stance to use, but any Tenokai mod is mandatory, as it improves our performance by a lot. Then, Prime Pressure Point and Reach, Galvanized Elementalist, Voltage Strike, Whipping Wounds, Lasting Sting, and Melee Prowess to feed our status chance and damage. Finally, Magnetic Rush for a bit more attack speed and magnetic damage. Of course, melee influence on top of it. This build heavily relies in heavy attacks to spawn Costas' unique trait, and hitting Tenokai strikes help maintaining our combo. As soon as we reach 12 times combo, all heavy attacks will melt everything in sight. You can use Rauta with lots of multi-shot, magazine size, and fire rate to quickly build up combo, and primary or secondary dexterity, or Naramon's passive, to further support your combo. Last but not least, a Bridge Search Ortholyst build. This one uses Summoner's Wrath, which works as a faction damage multiplier for our summoned units, range or duration on our free mod slots, and Molt Augmented. Since our Ortholyst stats benefit from strength, we need to go hard. This is the complete sequence. First, summon your Ortholysts so they start stacking Camisado. When it's maxed, proc Madurai's Link Strength and Grimoire Vom Invocation. This adds 140 more strength to our next ability cast. At that point, resummon your Ortholysts. They will snapshot the strength you had at the time you cast, and will keep it for their whole lifespan. With our buffed up Ortholyst, simply use Razor Gyre and then Bridge Search immediately after, and watch everything electrocute with some occasional millions of damage hits. Finally, I recommend at least one casting speed and some max energy Archon shards, since we are not using a flow mod. The rest could be more duration or strength. This setup should work the same for our 3 builds. Now, some tips and tricks. Your summons don't have any level scaling based on time, so at some point during the endurance runs, you may need to use your 4th so they can keep up. Speaking of the devil, your 4th leaves an armor stripping area, especially beneficial for defense or more stationary missions. Lastly, Razor Mortar Vacuum effect doesn't affect Eximus units, so it's recommended to end the dash on top of them, so they are also hit by your Ortholyst. Additionally, some range is required to reliably suck as much targets as possible. For the sake of sticking to the script, let's tackle some optional synergies. Burston or Latron Incarnon, Lataruk or Leitum, if built around status, are all good candidates for our gun platform build. Any Helminth is good, but I suggest to infuse one that provides something that our build can't achieve on its own. Examples of one not to use are Armor Stripping, Shield Generation, or Energy Econ, but this one is debatable. Finally, any Primer Companion would do the trick, especially if they can use Reinforced or Tenacious Bond. You can even go with a Mecha Companion or with a full DPS one. Caliban fits perfectly into any playstyle and game mode. Any build will enhance his performance, as he readily benefits from all stats. Caliban also benefits the team by helping them deal more damage and apply more status effects. And the downsides? To be honest, I can't find anything objectively negative about him, aside from the fact that his build can get really expensive if you want to take him to the next level. In conclusion, do I recommend Caliban? Definitely yes, even with his base kit. Caliban truly doesn't disappoint. Anyway, that's all for today. See you next time. Peace!